So let's get into this, man. I have to keep it real about something. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll get into Nems' first round, but it was funny. If you guys seen it, I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, and you know how most of King of the Dot stuff is, like when they have their stage isn't big. You know, the stage is small. Most of the time, it's like a pit format. You know what I'm saying? So there's no entourages, which I'm most of the time happy about. Like, we don't need all that shit. So they announced Nems, and when he comes down, he comes with like no bullshit, no exaggeration. He comes with like 15 dudes. I mean, they all jump on the stage, and like the whole crew is on the stage, and that stage is small. Organic come running down like, yo, what y'all doing, man? Like, yo, y'all gotta move. I mean, it was funny, it was dope at the same time. But Nems got a lot of love from the crowd. So everybody already knows. So they had ice. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of love from the crowd. So first round, Nems comes out and he starts threatening the crowd, and he has jail bars. Well, first off, man, he said some shit. He came out the gate disrespected, had Ice's kids. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about me, you watch my blogs. I don't like that type of shit. I think that there's a time and a place for it. I don't like that shit in battle rap. But, you know, if you've seen his battles, you know this is what you have to expect from his battles. And, I've seen a lot of people like, oh, I don't know why Head Ice didn't react to him. What was he supposed to do? You don't think Head Ice already knew this dude was going to say shit like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's clear. Like, this is his style. This is what dude does. You know, all in all, you have to give Nems some props. That first round, he came in setting a standard. You gotta understand something. He hasn't battle rapped in years in terms of on-camera shit. And on top of that, there's a whole different format. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't battling the new style, so to speak. You know what I mean? Where dudes actually have time to literally cater rounds by everybody. Where somebody could go back and study your tapes and tell you some shit you said 12 battles ago and try to break that down, so on and so forth. So Nems came out there with an extremely strong first round, and it's almost like, again, I always say, like, you know, in that first round, you want to set the standard and build on that and apply pressure to your opponent. You have a luxury when you go second, aka going last, and if you're going first, you're somewhat at a disadvantage because, you know, you have to set the standard, and then when it comes to the last round, most people just are going to end up remembering who went last, what they said first, you know what I'm saying? So more of the story is when you create this sort of pressure, you know, you putting pressure on guys to be better than you every time since they got to rap after you. And Nems did that. He applied pressure to begin with. I felt like he gave everybody a reflection of what they remember him for, because like I said, I didn't really know. I went back and watched some of his shit, and then I knew what to expect. You know what I mean? And like I said, he started. I'm not with all that, talking about people, kids, and all that. You know what I mean? But he did it, and that's what was to be expected. Then he threatened the crowd, man. So my yo, if y'all yell ice, me and my people was fucking y'all all up. That shit was funny. It was dope. Because it was like an intense moment, and you could see he captivated the room, and I think that's what he was really trying to do. Out the gate, he was trying to remind you who he was, all while captivating the room. You know what I mean? He was getting everyone's full attention with that first round. It was aggressive. I think it was well thought out. He had some jail bars. He was talking some of that jail shit. Speaking to dudes, like myself, street guys who talk that talk. So, and it came off very authentic, and it come out forced. At least to me, I didn't think it was forced bars. Excuse me. Yeah, he had some icebox line that was funny because he sang the song like that Omarion shit. It was funny. He was talking about Head Ice being heartbroken. That shit was fucking hilarious. It was dope. It was a dope way to incorporate stage presence and performance. It was dope. It was all around a dope moment. You know what I mean? And it was almost like his transition into it was perfect. you know, then he started flowing. He had some bars where he was just flowing, like showing you he can out rap you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys ever heard his music and stuff. And then you know, he had a $1.50 seal line, like talking about he'll give Head Ice like a $1.50 and have his face looking like Seal. If you don't know who the singer Seal is, go Google that shit and you see how funny that bar was. Then he had an EBT and Bee Sting line that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Very creative in how he did it, and again set the standard for what it was to be expected. Head Ice, he got his chance to go, and so here's the thing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna save this part because I want to break that down a little bit. So you know, Head Ice rebuttals, dude. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into that, and then after that, he threw a shot at Iron Solomon and Nems. He threw a shot at Iron Solomon while going at Nems. It was pretty dope. He had a Carmelo line, a mellow line. Shit was that was a cool line. He had some funeral bars, and they were dope. Head Ice definitely was starting beginning to cook. That JFK line was fire. The YouTube line was fire, but that Puerto Rock line was, you know, yeah. And you know, I'm Puerto Rican, so it spoke to me a little, you know, more. And it was just dope how Head Ice put that one together. You know what I'm saying? That was fire. Now I won't lie to you, this was a close round to me. You know what I mean? But I felt like the way that Nems came off from every angle, I edged the round to Nems. I did. I edged that round to Nems. Thought the way he came off, he set the standard. There was no plan. It was a mixture of jokes. It was a mixture of bars. It was the aggression was there. He was captivating the room. You know, stage presence, everything. Like he just came with it. And you know, for this to be his first battle in a long time, to come off like that, that was fire. Of course, Ice's first round was good, but I just felt like Nems edged it with all everything else that he did surrounding it. All right, so and it was an edge. Second round, you know, Nems had some more shit to say about his kids. He had a bunch of daughter jokes for Head Ice. Excuse me. He went into a whole shit about, you know, being paid. You know, he went into saying that Head Ice got half the money that they paid him. You know, he also started going in on some of the other battle rappers in there, like telling them, like, yo, most of y'all motherfuckers caught pay cuts because they had to pay me. You know, and I thought it was dope too, because throughout the battle a few times he went at other dudes who was in the room. You know, and his slogan is "fuck your life," and I think that, and he has disrespectful bars, and I think the whole time he was just showing you what he was about. At the same time, like I said, he was captivating the room and, like, you know, demanding the attention. You know what I'm saying? Especially from the peers. You know what I mean? So he was dissing them while pretty much trying to put the pressure on them too. You know, just in case there's future battles or, you know, I just think that it was clever what he was doing. Let me see what else. He was going into, he had jokes because he had a big ass chain on. He was going in on how small the King of the Dot chains are and all that shit, and he was disrespecting the chain, and you know, it was funny how he went about it. What I didn't like, and I'll be straight up, I don't like it in battle rap. Period. It ain't rocket science. Everyone already knows Head Ice lost his moms a few years ago, and Nem starts going in on that. She talking about kicking his mother's tombstone over. And he had a lot of disrespectful shit that he said about Head Ice's moms. You know, I thought that was out of bounds. And again, you had people wondering why Head Ice wasn't reacting. And I'm like, you know, you got to understand that Head Ice, not only is this battle rapper, people are going to say crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? But dude is purposely saying this shit to get a reaction because that's what people know him for. And Head Ice already knew what to expect coming into this battle before he agreed to this battle. He knew how dude is. Like, you don't think he was prepared to hear disrespectful shit? Again, I think that was too fucking far. I don't like that type of shit. But it comes with the territory, you know what I'm saying? So Head Ice got his opportunity, man. He had a fight club, Fort for nothing, 4 foot nothing, bar that was fucking dope. And basically what he was trying to say is like, yo, y'all motherfuckers from back in the days who battled at Fight Club, like y'all act like we all fucking owe you something. You know what I mean? So he said, you know, you guys fought for nothing, and it was a double. You know, it was fought for nothing, forfeit nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got to hear the bar for you to understand, you know, fully what he was saying. You know what I mean? And it was dope. It was creative, and the wordplay was dope on that. Excuse me. After that, he had a Caesar line. If you don't know, like, Nems calls himself a gorilla. So he had a Caesar line, then after that he had a Harambe line that was fire. Now, I don't think a lot of them people there didn't catch the Harambe bar, and then Ice kind of broke it down, and then people caught it, but I caught it out the gate, and I thought it was very creative, especially with the comparison with Nems calling himself a gorilla, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they were marketing and promoting this battle off of the wolf versus the gorilla, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, had Ice after that had a Four Brothers line, and then he had a line that he said, one howl at the moon and he'll get lost in the dark. Now, you have to hear it the way he said it and set it off, but you got to think about it. One howl at, he's the wolf. One howl at the moon, and he'll get lost in the dark. It was definitely fire. The setup was dope, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? To me, I thought Ice took that second round clearly. And I have to also say, too, Nems' second seemed a little shorter. I don't know if they had an unlimited. I don't know if it was unlimited. I don't know if there was no unlimited time, and maybe I just rapped a little longer. But Nems' round seemed a little shorter. But I thought that was it was a close round, but more clear. I actually got Head Ice winning that by by 4 points. You know what I'm saying? So it was still a close round because it was a very good round from both of them, but I just thought that it was clear that Head Ice took that one, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got Nems, in my opinion, edging the first round. I got Head Ice taking that second round, thought was more clear. So now we head into the third. It's on it's on Nems. Nems goes into this whole shit about Head Ice being a rapist. Now, I've never heard nothing like that, and I'm pretty sure most of y'all kind of like, what are you talking about? Because even he acknowledges. Nems said, yo, y'all don't even know this dude is a rapist. Now, keep that in mind because I got some shit I want to break down. So he starts going in how he got no respect for rapists, how, you know, Head Ice been hiding that shit, that he had, you know, Nems somehow got some information that Head Ice is a rapist, so on and so forth. He's, you know, for a good amount of the round is about Head Ice being a rapist. You know, he had a Warriors line that was pretty dope. You know, the movie line, Warriors the movie, that line that he had was dope. And then again, he starts flowing like he went into a flow, like if he was rapping on a song. And you know, again, I felt like he was playing to the crowd because one thing is, King of the Dot fans definitely love when somebody flow. Like, go look into their history. When somebody flows, start spitting bars kind of rapidly, like if they was on a song, you know what I mean? They start going into a flow. They eat that shit up, even if the person ain't singing nothing. They just eat it up. You know what I'm saying? The fans love that shit. But in this case, he was doing a very good job. He was saying something. It wasn't like just fucking all fillers. It was good. But then, you know, he went on a little bit more with that rape shit. So Head Ice goes into his third. He starts talking about the Cali situation. Now, at the time, I wasn't fully aware of what the Cali situation was. So apparently, Nems went to California to do Ruin Your Day. That's what I was told. But it might have been another show that he went to go do in California. Supposedly he spray painted on a sign or stone or something that said Compton or some shit like that. Or it was a California shit. And supposedly a lot of dudes from out west took that shit personally and there was going to be a problem. And then eventually Nems did a video or something apologizing about it. Now, I haven't seen any of this, but this is what multiple people had explained to me because I didn't know what he was talking about, Head Ice, when he was talking about that Cali situation. But according to what I was told, it was a serious situation that happened. You know what I'm saying? And Nems end up apologizing and stuff like that, which I don't have a problem with. If you was in the wrong like that, you gotta apologize like a man. You gotta man up to the shit. But of course, in the battle, that gotta get broken down. That gotta get attacked. You know what I'm saying? Head Ice did a good job of doing that. He says he had this Head Ice had this bodega cat line. He was talking about shooting and then going through you and then hitting the cat in the bodega. Like, if you ever go to the corner store, especially a Spanish one, really all of them, but here in bodegas here in New York, you know, the corner stores, and especially in the 5 boroughs, you know, you most of the time, most of these stores have cats. You know, definitely help with keeping the mice away and shit like that. So you know, it was dope. It was dope the way that Head Ice put that together. So again, this was a close round, a very close round, but I edged it to Head Ice. And with that said, I got Nems taking the first round, and I got Head Ice taking the last 2 rounds. Again, that third round was very close, and I have Ice winning by razor thin margin. Literally, like, I have him winning by 1 point. Literally 1 point. So this is what I wanted to get into. In the beginning of the first, Nems talks about how much respect he has for Head Ice, and that when they offered him Head Ice, he didn't want to battle Head Ice first because he has respect for him. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind that he said that shit. And then he goes, yo, that's real talk. You know what I mean? It wasn't just bars. Like, he was talking, and he was saying that to the crowd, saying it to the KOTD people, staff, and to Head Ice. Like, so when Head Ice got his turn in the first, Head Ice addresses that. Like, yo, you better hope that I respect the fact that you got respect for me. And you better hope that my kids' moms isn't upset about any bars you say about the kids. And it was dope the way that Head Ice responded with that. The rebuttal was fire, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, again, keep in mind, Nems said he didn't want to battle Head Ice because he had too much respect for him, so on and so forth. That's what he says. So now we're going to fast forward to the third round, when he's calling Head Ice a rapist and talking about how he don't got respect for him because he's a rapist and so on and so forth. They don't fuck with rapists. He even in that third round from Harlem. And then I ain't like that shit, man, because Nems did the cliche shit, talking about Harlem's a snitch, but dudes from Harlem's are snitches and this. But let me address something about that, man. The reason why people go at Harlem battle rappers with all that shit is because you got to understand something. A lot of the dudes who end up snitching that were from Harlem, you got to understand, you guys praised them, though. These dudes were huge figures in the drug game, in the street game in general, and you guys praised them. But let's get something straight. Yeah, Harlem might have 4 or 5 famous snitches, 6, 7 famous snitches, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Cool. But out here, Harlem is the second smallest borough out of the 5 boroughs. The only other borough smaller than that is Staten Island. Brooklyn, which that's where Nems is from, Coney Island. Brooklyn is maybe triple the size of Manhattan. You understand? Harlem is just a small section east and west in Manhattan. So if you want to say that Harlem is the biggest snitches or got the most snitches, how does that make sense when every other borough is way bigger than us? And y'all all claim to be more street. I don't understand that. The difference is, most of the snitches that come from your side never made it. Their names never got as big because Harlem dudes was known for being flashy. So everybody wanted to beat them. You know what I'm saying? They were the big name drug dealers, the dudes who was getting drugs from overseas and all that shit. So it's easy to pinpoint them because those are famous names. But at the same time, like, let's be real, my man. You want to sit there and talk about Harlem full of... Yo, how big is Harlem compared to Brooklyn, to Queens, to the Bronx? How big is it? So at the end of the day, my man, there ain't no way. Like, these other boroughs will have way more snitches than us. That's neither here nor there. But I just want to point that out because I get tired when people attack every Harlem dude and battle rap that same way. Or sometimes you hear dudes cracking jokes on each other. You know, I've been at jobs, heard dudes cracking jokes, and somebody say some dumb shit like that to somebody. Oh, your Harlem niggas snitch. Like, yo, my man, what are you talking about? Most of y'all dudes get snitched on and still hang out with whoever snitched on you. Well, whatever. That's neither here nor there. But the point that I'm saying is, when it comes to Nems, you took mine that first round, how much respect you got for Head Ice and all this and all that. Then your third round, you calling him a rapist and saying you got no respect for him because of that. Which one is it? So it's almost like your rape allegations. No, I don't know if it's true. If it came out true, then of course you got to give him more. You got to give him more props for that round, for exposing something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what dudes do. You know, in today's battle rap thing, they look to expose something personal. You know what I'm saying? So if it's true, of course you got to give him more points. But if these are fake personals, you lose points. And even more so, if in that first round you made it your business to express to this man how much you respect him, how can you say in the last round you don't respect him? That don't make sense. Like, which one is it? Like, I'm stuck on that. Like, which one is it? I really don't understand that. So at the end of the day, man, it was a good battle. It was a very good battle. I think Nems gained a lot of new fans. I think he had a hell of a showing, especially for his first time being back. I do expect to see them try to get him to battle some more. I don't know if he's going to do it or not. I'm pretty sure for the money and the right opponent, he'll do it. I ain't going to lie. I'm looking forward to seeing him again. Pause. Like, seeing him battle again. Like, that will be fire. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we're going to get performances like what he did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully we will. And again, like I said, these rounds were close. I thought the only round that was clear was the second round, but it was a very good round for both of them. So again, I got Nems in the first, and I had Ice taking the last two, but with the third round being razor sharp edge. All right, so salute to them guys, man. It was dope being there from a historical standpoint. You know, it was entertaining battle. You know what I'm saying, and salute to both of them. And especially for neither one of them losing their cool. You know what I'm saying? There was moments on both sides where somebody could have lost their cool. And it didn't happen. They kept it professional and kept doing their thing. So salute to both of them. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for putting on for us, man. Three dope rounds. And if you feel differently, you know, there was some people in the building, don't get it wrong, who were saying they thought Nems won. So, you know, just get in the comment section. Let me know why you think he won, if you thought he won. Why you think Head Ice won, if you thought he won. Let me know what rounds you thought they took. Again, man, just salute to the union. Make sure you subscribe to all my guys' channels. Check out my other recaps, not just from this mass event, but also from other leagues. And don't forget that I got exclusive footage that I shot from the whole trip that I'll be putting out. So make sure you subscribe and check that out. Salute.